heard it. I heard someone.
Well, now I'm embarrassed.
Hello, everyone. It is the Week 6 recap. First of all, I wanted to just make sure that you have your preferred email selected on Yahoo. I personally do not, so I get a notification every time I open the app. I don't know if you guys get it too. Want to make sure you got your preferred email. Let me know whether or not you have selected your preferred email on the Yahoo Sports app, or if you just ignore the notification, like your boy. Also, I want to encourage you guys to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. I've been producing content for you guys slavishly, without much thanks, for almost 2 months now. And so I'm expecting some credit.
It's been great.
As we break down these games, I wanted to start off with the most disappointing game of the week. Studs and Duds versus Straight Cash Homie. This includes a pedestrian 98 points for the victory from Studs and Duds. He has Deshaun Watson go off, but man, it is looking bleak for my boy Daniel. I mean, he invested heavily in Dallas, and Dallas is looking a poopy. CeeDee Lamb did all right. Michael Gallup did bad. Marvin Jones, is that even his name? Doesn't matter because he's doing so bad. Todd Gurley, starting to look stinky. Mike Davis, starting to look stinky. And it's only going to get worse, Daniel. Tyler Hawkinson, Devontae Freeman, starting to look stinky. Daniel's team's looking really stinky. His bench, you look over here, ain't no help in sight. I mean, he's like, maybe I'll start Preston Williams. Not looking good for Daniel. Man, 98 points, but he pulled off the win against Straight Cash Homie.
Well, now I'm embarrassed.
This was truly an incredible loss from Straight Cash Homie. He was projected to win by 20 points, did not break 100, barely broke 90 for an extremely pedestrian 91.98 points. Josh Allen disappointing. Okay, if you look at Jacob's roster, Jacob picked up those guys, Fulgham, which what were you Eagles fans thinking? Claypool, they both did good on the bench, 19-18. But then look at his other receivers. So he's got Fulgham and Claypool, and then he's got Godwin, Adams, Beckham, Michael Thomas is coming back this week. He's got all these receivers, but then he's got Alexander Mattison, who I sent him that way, with a big stinky 4 points. Jonnu Smith gets hurt with 2 points. I mean, my gosh, I feel like James got all the responsibility in the world. Not responsibility. He's got all the potential in the world, but maybe he's not showing enough personal responsibility. Maybe this is like a situation where you got to cut the manager out. Maybe the coach isn't doing his job. I don't know, but Jacob, that was a devastating loss because, let me check for, no, sorry, I was going to say that Jacob would have lost to everybody in the league, but that's not true, and that leads me to our second game. Ertz is Hurts, Zach, and still love Ben Cochran, Harrison. Let's talk about Harrison. You know, I've been mean to him. I really have been. And so I want to be kind and loving, compassionate. These are the traits that I normally like to show my friends. Aaron Rodgers, 5 points. Which you might be like, well, you know, did what you can do. You started Aaron Rodgers. He a poo-poo. But don't forget, the man has 2 of the quarterbacks on his bench, Cam Newton and Kirk Cousins, 26 points and 20 points. So stashing those quarterbacks isn't paying off. Julio Jones finally has a week. 33 points. Mike Evans, 1 reception for 10 yards. Juju Smith-Schuster is worthless now. Clayton Claypool's the dude. Harrison, you are a prime trade candidate. For instance, you are starting Jerick McKinnon, who had 4 points. Aaron Jones, a pedestrian, 13 points. Mark Andrews, 4 points. N'Keal Harry with a big 0. It's just, man, Harrison scores 83 points, which is actually sub-pedestrian. Really, really bad. Not much he could have done. I mean, he's got Randall Cobb on his bench. T.Y. Hilton, who basically got completely ignored. It's looking really bad. For Harrison, team is a poo-poo. So you got Aaron Jones, that's good, and then nobody else. Julio Jones, sure. Zach. 40 points under your projected points. My goodness, but still pull off the win with a pedestrian 105.82. Matt Stafford, 13 points. Tyreek Hill, 5. Stephon Diggs. Oh, I know why you're so pedestrian. You didn't have DK Metcalf. Christian Kirk. You pulled out Christian Kirk for the bench play. For the bye week play. 22 points. Really good. On 2 receptions. So he had 2 receptions for 2 touchdowns. You lucked out. Obviously, you're not going to play him ever again because why would you ever start someone over DK Metcalf? But it worked out for you. Not going to lie. Miles Sanders is hurt. All in all, brother. Maybe you shouldn't have dropped Ronald Jones. Kareem Hunt, 7 points. Zach Ertz, 7 points. Is 7 points the best Zach Ertz game of the year? I bet it is. Let's look. Close, but no. It's his 4th best game, but Zach Ertz blows. Sorry. Michael Gaskin, whatever his name is, 16 points. You got a big stinker from Jim Elliott, the Philadelphia kicker, Jim Elliott. So that's disappointing. But Zach, not a great week. Very pedestrian week, I would say. Only 105 points. But speaking of pedestrian, let's go to the Lizard King and the Executor. Lizard King comes out with an absolutely pedestrian 122 points. Carson Wentz finally has a good game, 29 points. Adam Thielen is a deuce, 14. Chris Cup, stanker at 4. Chenault Jr., stanker at 4. Devin Singletary, stanker at 5. Philip Lindsay, picked him up off the waiver wire. Man, he had 100 rushing yards, but that's it. So 10 points from Philip Lindsay, which probably isn't a good sign for the Melvin Gordon owners, honestly. Tanyan wasn't worth it. But how about Justin Jefferson? I want to give you props, brother. You picked up Justin Jefferson. I know you paid money for Justin Jefferson. I don't know what it is, but it was worth it. I think he had one good week before you picked him up. He went 30, 14, 5, and 39. Wow. He's got a little floor there, of course, because he plays in Minnesota. But what can you do? So overall, AJ, you a little bit underperformed your projections. You left a little bit of points on your bench. Yeah, if you would have started Higgins over Kupp or Chenault. T. Higgins, brother.
You leave points on the bench.
But your team just didn't have it this week. They're kind of looking like I thought they would look like. Now, you did have a bye with Alvin Kamara, and Keenan Allen wouldn't help you that much. And Nick Chubb's hurt. But, I'll give you some grace. You had your best players on bye. Let's go to the Resecutor. Resecutor had Kyler Murray have a pretty good week. DeAndre Hopkins have a pretty slaw week. Tyler Boyd, not worth much. Tyler Boyd, I would say, is a wide receiver 3 or 4. He got 5 receptions. So, Tyler Boyd, Julian Edelman, Cody, your team is not looking that great. I think I graded you the best team of the draft. And I know you won. And I know you're 4-2. But you simply scored a pedestrian 145 points. And you're starting 4 Arizona players, 2 of their running backs. Chris Edmonds had 3.9 points, and it looks like you're going to have to start him again this week. You literally just dropped Cam Akers for nothing. Or maybe a defense or something like that. Cam Akers has been dropped. And I was giving your boys props for Cam Akers. He had a completely goose egg of a game. Evan Ingram, not worth anything. 2 receptions. Le'Veon Bell is simply a backup now. Man, this team has really, really tanked over the past couple weeks. So you got Kyler Murray, who's a good fantasy quarterback, DeAndre Hopkins, who had 2 receptions, Tyler Boyd, who's trash. Like, I would say the value on Tyler Boyd's lower than ever. Julian Edelman's got Cam Newton thrown to him. Cam Newton's done for the year, seeming like. Chris Edmonds is your second best running back. Calvin Ridley is good. I'll give you that. George Kittle's good. But, man, I was so impressed with this roster at the beginning. I mean, Matt Ryan had a good game. Your quarterbacks are good. But, man, Ray Executor with a pedestrian 145 points. He does beat his original projected. He handles Lizard King, obviously. But I'm not feeling great about Cody's team. Which leads us to our next matchup. Looking at Mahomes DePoe versus Garbo. We see Mahomes DePoe comes out with a pedestrian 126 points. Mahomes doesn't do that great. McLaurin comes back. That's got to be a little encouraging to you. Jameson Crowder does fine. He gets the volume at least. Gage, I guess he does what you want. You had to start Chris Thompson. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess. I'll look at your bench in a second. You had to start Adrian Peterson. You had to start Travis Kelce. Oh wait, he's good. All right, sorry, the bit's over. Travis Kelce did good. Darius Slayton, your boy, salvaged his day with a touchdown. Let's look at your bench, brother. Ugh. So Lance Thomas, I don't fault you for not starting Lance Thomas. Brandon Cooks, I really don't start you for not starting him. But my goodness, 21 points, that's pretty good. But man, your running back situation, Dalvin Cook's out, Melvin Gordon is trash. Ugh. And Melvin Gordon ain't going to get another carry after Philip Lindsay. So, man, those running backs are looking bad. I don't know. Yeah, if you're starting Adrian Peterson and Chris Thompson in the year of our Lord 2020, you have some problems, my brother. And it led to a pedestrian 126 points. Next up is Garbo. Garbo's a great team. You know, he had Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill, top 5 quarterback in the league, I'd say. 29 points. Amazing day. Robbie Anderson disappoints. Robert Woods hits the projection. Will Fuller V. Will Fuller V, man, I tried to trade for Will Fuller V. I love Will Fuller V. He did good. 6 receptions, 123 yards. Go fighting Irish. My boy Xander. Ezekiel Elliott, man, I mean, did he have 8 receptions? I think he did. That's interesting. 8 receptions, 12 points. 2 fumbles lost? Oh, no. Man, the Cowboys, if you have any Cowboys players, you're an idiot. That's what I say. That's why I dropped Dalton Schultz today. I'm out on the Cowboys. John Stead is great. Eric Ebron, great stream, Xander. No, just kidding. Eric Ebron did terrible. Devontae Parker did terrible. He had some good points from his kicker and defense. Let's look at his bench real quick. Chark 11, Samuel 18. Man, I'll tell you one thing. Xander loves some Deebo Samuel for some reason. But overall, it all led to a pedestrian, merely 146 points. Now, he would have beaten everybody else in the league except for the rookie. Now listen, Brandon, I know that you are getting your foot in the door in fantasy football. This is your first time. You're learning the ropes. As a veteran, I've been playing for some years. I just wanted to encourage you. You had a great week. It led to 151 points, which in my mind is slightly pedestrian. But you tried your best, and this is your first year. You know, you're Tua Tagovailoa. You are other rookie quarterbacks, such as Joe Burrow. You know, we're not expecting you to perform at such a high level. So for you to pull out a 151-point day, you should be encouraged by. This is a moral victory for you. You shouldn't be ashamed. You should be proud of yourself because you had a great little week. It was cute in a way. And so I wanted to encourage you with that. 28 points from Lamar Jackson. Hey, you spent too much for him on the draft, but it's okay, brother. He paid off for you there. 20 points from Amari Cooper. That's probably Amari Cooper's last good week of the year because Andy Dalton can't throw the ball. Allen Robinson, he's in a trash offense. Nick Foles' arm's about to fall off any week. But hey, 10 points. You should be proud of it. Kenny Golladay, of course, the Detroit Lions offense. Like, what more can you ask for than 14 points? So I just want to encourage you with that, Brandon. This was, pedestrian 151 points, but you did the best you could. You would have beat almost anybody in the league. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 20 points. Great week, but now Le'Veon Bell's coming. He's messing up the backfield. So that pick's ruined. Your best player, your number one running back, doesn't really matter anymore because he's got Le'Veon Bell in this crowded offense anyway. Raheem Mostert is doubtful yet again. He's hurt. He's going to get in the timeshare of San Francisco. You basically can't start him another time in the year. Tyler Higbee, worthless. Duke Johnson, not Duke Johnson, what's his name? David Johnson. See, I couldn't even remember his name. Talk about pedestrian. 12, 11, 12, 13. You know what you're going to get from him. Not enough to win a fantasy game. But I want you to be proud of him because, it's your first year playing fantasy football, And so you need things like Koo to have 20 points as a kicker. Like, you need that to even compete. But all things said, it was a really, really encouraging performance for you. I would be happy with your 151 pedestrian points. But overall, it just wasn't enough because your boy, Kirk Cousins, the worst team, is about to change his name to The Undertaker Sits Up .gif. And you guys do not want me to change my name to that. Because while the rookie had a pedestrian 151 points and the executor had a pedestrian 145 points, and while Garbo's team, with all of his depth and all of his fantasy football podcast, had a pedestrian 146 points, combine them all, it's not worth my 192 points. I would beat all y'all. Every single last one of you. I've been mocked. I've been derided. I've been hated on and laughed at. But no more. And this was all with trash Roethlisberger with 10 points. Hollywood Brown, I should have never traded Chris Carson. I made a mistake. I want to own up to it. He had 9 points. But then A.J. Brown, 2 touchdowns, 22 points. The game-winning touchdown for the best team in the league, the Tennessee Titans. Not only that, but D.J. Moore had 14 points, finally having a pretty good week. James Conner with a solid 17. And then let's talk about King Henry. I was derided. I remember when I paid $50, Jacob said, congrats on paying for a solid year of regression. But there has been no regression. The man has 212 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, 52 reception yards. He was the best player in fantasy this week. Derrick Henry. Better than Patrick Mahomes. Way better. And then, you know what? My fantasy football knowledge came through, and I was like, you know what? I should string Trey Burton. Because he's getting some targets. He's finally healthy in the system. 21 points from Trey Burton. The man had a rushing touchdown. This is like some 4-dimensional chess I'm playing where I'm like, Trey Burton's my 3rd best running back. He had 21 points. Ronald Jones picked up off the scrap heap of Ertz's Hurts. I was just like, you know what? Zach, he might not be good enough for Zach, but he's good enough for me. And I believe in him. And you know what's happened since I've believed in him? He's had 3 100-yard rushing games. 18, 15, 26 this Sunday. Zach didn't want him. You know who Zach wanted on his team instead of Ronald Jones? Zach was like, you know what? I don't need Ronald Jones. I'm going to take J.D. McKissick. I'm going to roll with Myles Gaskin. I don't need Ronald Jones. You know what? I did. And you know what it led me to? 192 points. Woo! You don't want to play me right now. Let's talk about matchups for the next week. Number one is me, which I'm going to change my name, to against Mahomes DePoe, obviously I win as the best team in the league as I begin my ascent to the top, my playoff run, if you will. The Lizard King versus the Rookie. Obviously, this is two trash teams, pedestrian teams, I would say. But I would put the Lizard King up on this one because the Rookie's roster's looking pretty bad. Wait. I want to reverse that. The Rookie wins. The Rookie wins. Sorry, Rookie. Zach loses to Cody, the Executor. Wait, no, the Executors. All y'all's teams are trash.
We got anybody who plays fantasy football in here? Just me? Okay, cool. Okay.
Look at these teams. It's like both these teams are really bad. Can you both lose? Like, I don't know who to pick here. I'm going to go with everybody. Ertz is going to keep it rolling. Straight Cash Homie versus Still Love Ben Cochran. Jacob, you're going to have a bad week, but Harrison's going to have a worse week. Jacob's going to score 70 points. Harrison's going to score 33. So Jacob takes that. Garble versus Studs and Duds. Obviously, Garble wins. Studs and Duds has no chance. Your team's trash. And so, hey guys, wanted to encourage you. The road to the playoffs has just begun. Do whatever you can. You don't want to face me right now. I got the train rolling, and I forgot to mention on the waiver wire, I got Tom Brady. Yeah, it's time to go, guys. I'm telling you, I'm feeling good. Let's talk about the waiver wire. I got Tom Brady, which is just like super team being built. I got my boy Hayden Hurst, top 10 tight end in the league now. Totally believing in him. Hey, all y'all idiots that need a running back, why did AJ get Boston Scott for $1? Like, what are you doing if you need a running back? Like, what is Cody doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's he doing? Instead of getting Boston Scott for a potential win against Zach, he's paying $2 for Kansas City and dropping Cam Akers. Zach's paying $4 for Austin Hooper, feeling absolutely desperate. Mahomes DePoe is seeing what he's coming for, spending $9 to get Buffalo's defense. He knows. Ooh, he knows. And I know what the projections say. It doesn't matter. People have been wrong about me before. It's time, baby. Hey, it's been a great, great day. Hope you're living in the light of the Lord. All right? And don't take it too personally what I'm saying. I'm just having fun. It's fantasy football. But please like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. I'll see you on the chat.